A very good evening, Zimbabwe. It is ZiFM Sport on a Monday. Monday after a weekend where our Warriors were in action. And we got a crackerjack review of that weekend, as well as watching along with you the game currently underway in Polokwane, where Lesotho is hosting Zimbabwe. Dikwena taking on the Warriors in the final Group C World Cup qualifier. In the studio with me, Chris Meadsy. And of course, Sean Tafirinyika, who's our producer. 0772 168 045 is our number right here in the studio. Let's get into it, because Warriors Coach Michael Nees calls for goals after 0-0 draw against Bafana Bafana as Zimbabwe kick off against Lesotho.
We need to score more goals, that's for sure. I mean, I think defensive-wise we're quite stable, you know?
And Ghana became the latest African team to book their place at the FIFA World Cup.
Today, Ghana has qualified for the 5th time consecutively to the FIFA World Cup, and we are going. USA! USA! USA!
Z. Yes, indeed. Also in the studio, of course, is Alois Bunjira, and we'll be talking you through the action coming out of Polokwane. But first, our power play. It's Manic Monday.
The Power Play on ZiFM Sport. Manic Monday.
We will find.
Our number in the studio, 0772 168 045. That's 0772 168 045. We are currently watching that game along with you. It's the Warriors taking on Lesotho. Currently 0-0. About 9 minutes played at the moment. Barry, how is it looking at the moment for someone who's not glued to their screen?
First 10 minutes, I think what we can say is it's even Stevens. A very scrappy affair. Hasn't quite settled down. Lots of start-stop. But you got to think to yourself that if you're looking at who's getting the better of the exchanges, I would say Lesotho. Lesotho getting the better of the exchanges. But Zimbabwe, when we do have the ball, we're looking a lot more threatening.
And you know what happens when Zimbabwe's in play? No matter how much someone else has the ball, you never know how that game is going to end. Let's give you a local sports news roundup, starting off with some rugby news. The Zimbabwe Sevens rugby team fell short in the Safari Sevens, but their spirited performance earned them widespread respect and highlighted the nation's growing rugby pedigree after finishing 4th at the tournament held at Nyayo Stadium in Kenya over the weekend. Facing tournament favourites and defending champions Kenya Shuja in the semi-finals, Zimbabwe put up a valiant fight but eventually went down 29-19. Let's get some news out of the Castle Premier Soccer League. Scotland are now in the front-running favourites to lift the Castle Premier Soccer League title after Triangle United held reigning champion Zimbabwe to a goalless draw at Gibbo yesterday. The result means that Scotland are now 3 points clear at the top of the table with 59 points, while Zimbabwe are second with 56 points. Things have turned, Sean. Things are looking a little bit different. I think all the games that Zimbabwe had in hand, they've played now. It's even Stevens in terms of the number of games played, but Scotland now front runners, and it's good. Those 3 points sounds like, it's just 3 points, but we've got only a couple of games left in the season.
Yeah, ever since their exit from the CAF Champions League, they just haven't been able to pick themselves up from the floor, because against Triangle United, that's a game that you expect them to win.
Absolutely.
Especially if they're gunning for the title once again. But now you find yourself 3 points back, and the title is now in Scotland's hands. And that's not something that you want, where you want your destiny to sort of be in the hands of some other people. You always want it to be in control in your hands. So 2 massive points dropped yesterday by Zimbabwe.
Let's finish on with some athletics news following the official launch of the Net1 Alban Hyundai Valley International Marathon for 2025, which is scheduled for the 22nd of November. The event is primed to reach new heights. The marathon, which is in its 3rd season, has grown bigger and has officially registered as an international event by World Athletics. It'll also serve as a qualifier for the Comrades Marathon in South Africa, and registration for the event has started. Thank goodness for us. The actual brain behind this marathon is in studio with us. Alois, we've Hyundai Valley Marathon, I think we've at least in the studio started from it as a concept where
Yeah,
you would
yeah.
talk about Hyundai Valley needs something.
Yes.
You've made this thing happen. It's in its third season now. Very exciting that it's now part of. It's now a qualifier for the Comrades Marathon in South Africa as well. Exciting times. But what else can we look forward to at the marathon? I saw a few things on social media in terms of activities, but this is becoming a proper attraction for Hyundai Valley.
Yeah, like we've said, we wanted it to be like a true sports tourism event, and we making it that way, and we wanted it to be like a weekend festival in Hyundai Valley, which is what it is now. We've got your tours. You have to tour. A lot of people didn't know where Hyundai Valley is, and that it was the best, most beautiful place in Zimbabwe. And they now get to know they know the name now, but we want them to actually know the actual place. So we've organized tours for those that are coming early on Friday. There's a tour on Friday. You can go around Hyundai Valley, all over Hyundai Valley, basically in Nyanga. That is, then the marathon is actually on the Saturday, and the business edition. Then there's also the bash, to make it a real festival. Then on the Sunday, there's another tour of Hyundai Valley as well. So it's actually a combo. You get to participate in the marathon, but you also get to enjoy and have fun at the base, and then you also get to tour Hyundai Valley as well.
So where can someone register for this event if they want to sign up?
Yeah,
they need to sign up fast.
Yeah,
last time these things sold out.
Yes.
So if you want to sign up, you got to sign up fast.
Yeah, it sold out last year, and we had a lot of people that came knocking, and we had to make them run with the red bibs, so that we knew exactly that you're just running for fun.
Yeah.
You're not getting any medal, so that by the time they arrive at the finishing point, the marshals would know that these ones are not getting medals. Yeah, so we want people to register fast, because once the number that we're expecting is reached, then we are closing.
That's it. So where can we register?
Just go to the Net One Urban Hyundai Valley Marathon Facebook page, even the group. There's a group and a page, and you can also go to Net One page. You find the registration link there, or else you just look for the flyer. There are numbers on the flyer where you can actually call for more information that you can register. But registration is very fast this time around, and we hope everybody, and in accommodation as well.
Absolutely.
Yes, accommodation as well. And we're happy that we now have a camping village.
I saw that.
Camping village cases of Nyarazo, yeah. That one, the camping village takes as many as possible. So
fantastic.
yeah, they just bring in as many as possible. So we won't have a problem with accommodation. And the camping is also adventurous as well.
Yeah.
Going out there, because the place that we are setting up the camp is actually like deep inside the Eastern Islands tea plantations. So the tranquility and everything else, you will be experiencing the true nature of Hyundai Valley at the camp.
That's the Net One Urban Hyundai Valley International Marathon 2025.
Oh, and Lesotho almost scored a goal just under the post. I don't know how they contrived to miss that one, but I was just about to say that in the last 5 minutes, Chris, the game has settled down, and Zimbabwe now getting the better of the exchanges, but unfortunately a bit of lapse in concentration from the set piece, and the Lesotho nearly scored there, but the ball went over the bar. Over the bar. But we're here to talk first about so it's 17 minutes played now, and it's currently Lesotho 0, Zimbabwe 0. It's even Stevens in the game out in Polokwane. Now let's review the game that took place on Friday last week, where Warriors coach has challenged his Chargers to rise to the occasion and record their first win of the 2026 World Cup Qualifiers campaign by scoring more goals, as their final Group C qualifier has kicked off against Lesotho at the Peter Mokaba Stadium in Polokwane. Let's hear from Michael Nees as he previewed this game.
We need to score more goals, that's for sure. I mean, we I think defensive-wise we're quite stable. when we have transition moments, maybe keeping the ball a little bit better, a little bit more determination in finishing. We can really work on that, and I think then it will also improve certain aspects in our game. But the basis of everything is mentality. There's no doubt. If you're not ready to give everything, if you're not ready to fight, if you, for example, you get this yellow card and you're not ready to go the extra mile, you can train what you want. You will then not get the result you really aspire.
Z.
The voice there of Michael Nees saying that we need to score more goals. Well, the team that has been tasked to score more goals looks like this. Elvis Chipezeze in goal, Jordan Zemura, Brendan Galloway, Gerald Takwara, and Emmanuel Jalai are your back four. And then the team is concluded by Yona Fabish, Bill Antonio, Walter Musona, Prince Dube, Tawanda Chirewa, and Marshall Manetsi, who is the captain of the side. And of course, Daniel Musendami has been called into the squad because of Tawanda Mashanise, who is unavailable for selection. Currently, 19 minutes played. It's Dikwena or Lesotho 0, Zimbabwe Warriors 0 out at the new Peter Mokaba Stadium. Let's go back to Friday night, Alois, and your general assessment of that point that we gained against South Africa.
Yeah, I thought the guys did well. You know, if we were still in contention, we could have just said that was a valuable point, but it wasn't really valuable to us. We dented, South African chances of going to the World Cup. But I know that the vindictive ones from Zimbabwe were like, yes, a lot of Zimbabweans actually. Yeah. With these xenophobic issues in South Africa and what has been happening, a lot of people, they just don't like South Africa. But this rivalry started a long time ago. Mm-hmm. So it carries on. Zimbabweans, they just don't want to be second to South Africa. So we were happy. A lot of Zimbabweans were happy with that draw, although it was not taking us anywhere. But I think the guys acquitted themselves very well. Yeah. Defensively. That is. Offensively, we still struggle. We don't create as many chances as we should, and we just don't have that counseling. We used to have knowledge. We don't have that knowledge anymore. So we never prepared for the time that we were going to lose knowledge. And now the knowledge that we have now, is number 10. Yeah. The assassin, the smiling assassin that we had in knowledge is long gone, and we didn't prepare for this time.
I want to disagree with Alois a little bit.
Okay.
I don't think we played well. I think we were extremely fortunate. I think throughout that game, the team that played well was South Africa. I think South Africa, to a T, did absolutely everything correct in that game.
They just couldn't score.
They just could not score. And there were opportunities where I think they hit the post twice, 3-4 times.
And we defended with our lives.
We almost broke our backs defending. And there was so much
of African science.
I think, to be honest, I don't believe in African science. But in this game, you can take a look and say, you know what? There was a bit of chemical engineering
there was some engineering.
There was, some special projects that took place, because it doesn't make sense how South Africa failed to score repeatedly from multiple players, and just their incision, the amount of pressure that we were under throughout that game was absolutely intense. And South Africa failing to score, for me, I don't think is necessarily it's sheer dumb luck on our part. I don't think we necessarily.
But we did at least defend it.
Luck.
Luck.
There was a lot of luck involved.
That goal line clearance.
Yes, exactly.
And all that. Yeah,
but diving to that shot.
Don't defending it. But I agree with you. We were completely out.
Sean, would you say
is flattering?
Would you say the result was as a result of what what Zimbabwe got right, or what South Africa got wrong?
No,
and if so, tell us. Tell us what it was.
This is definitely what South Africa got wrong.
What did South Africa get wrong?
They were not clinical enough.
Okay.
They had so many opportunities, and they were not clinical enough. And I think as the game state wore on, they got to a point where they were also now feeling the pressure that they've had so many chances,
Yeah.
they've spurned them, and now they were starting to rush things and being impatient and playing into the hands of Zimbabwe. What I wanted to ask though is there any mitigation that we played most of the match with 10 men?
No. No, because for me,
it was not most of the
it was like the last 20.
Yeah,
last 20
and further to that, when you receive 2 silly yellow cards, like acknowledged it. The second one, fine. He was trying to challenge for the ball, but the first one, it seems like he kicked the second ball into play. That's a stupid yellow card to get. So there's nothing tactical, nothing that chigai. We weren't under any danger. So I think it was more petulance than anything.
My biggest gripe though was an example of what we're seeing right now, right? So goal kick, we kick it right. We were not starting play from the back, number one, from the goalkeeper. And every time we seem to have had clearances, we were always, it's not a clearance to try find a pass. So we were not able to retain the ball. I don't think we counted.
But we didn't want the ball.
5 passes. But even if we don't want the ball, there should be a time where we are able to put our foot on the ball just a little bit and pass it at the back.
But sure,
and
we couldn't keep position.
How many times have I been
were we being
complaining?
pressed
How
that
many-
much?
We were not even
South
pressed.
Africa.
No, we weren't.
But you see, the game plan, guys, and the game plan was clear. The game plan was that we sit back, we sit in a low block, okay? We start engagement at the mid block.
defending is okay.
And 5. And then we try to capitalize on any mistakes that they make in the incision phase because they can try and play faster. Once we get that ball, let's try and look for an out ball at any one of our flanks.
But
Now,
that's where we were
the challenge was we weren't playing with typical wingers, so our fullbacks had to try and bomb on quickly. So we were aiming for the corners where there wasn't anyone there. So it looked like we were clearing the ball, but we weren't getting a pass. That was the game plan.
That mitigation
And it didn't work.
That was aimless. Those were aimless clearances. You were not picking the flanks or anything. Those were aimless clearances. You see, like the ball that was just hit by Arubi just now. That was just
By
Chipezes, I mean, that's an aimless ball. It's a goalkeeper that is just hitting a flying saucer
Into
up
a
the
general-
field.
general
Yeah,
area.
exactly. I was just
Flying
thinking.
saucer.
I
I haven't heard that statement in a long time.
I was just thinking, guys. We are starved of entertainment from the Zimbabwe national team, guys. Do you remember, Barry? Let's go back to the time when these boys, Kama and Knowledge, were just coming in,
breaking through.
and Willard Katsande and them. Do you remember the South Africa we beat at Rufaro Stadium?
Yes.
Do you remember the Cameroon we beat at Rufaro Stadium?
Yes.
Kurimaneruso.
Yeah.
Pakarutanga AstroTurf.
Yes, yeah.
We were entertained.
Even when we lost to Mali. We played some pretty sweet stuff.
That was football.
Yeah.
You would go to the game to get entertained.
Yeah.
Yesterday's game and the rest of the World Cup qualifiers, we were just sitting there and just watching the ball flying all over the place. There was no. How did we get here? How?
It's
How did you get here?
It's the game plan of the coach. That's the basics of it.
Man,
It's not
no,
like
man.
players go out onto a field and then do what they want. No, you go out there and you work according to the game plan.
On some
terrible.
level, Barry, I understand what you're
terrible.
saying, but on some level, even 2015 Burnley and Sunderland right
Wow.
now can stitch
Wow.
2 or 3 passes together, 5 passes together. You can count, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 when they have the ball, when they are in control.
No, hold on, guys. But remember, it's not that you are necessarily being pressed that causes you to rush what you're doing and fail to do it.
Yes.
Sometimes it's just the setup and shape of your opposition, because if they block your passing lanes, you don't have anything that you can do with the ball. That's why you get players wanting to then run with the ball, and you had a lot of that. You had Jordan Zamura when he got it. You had Marshall Munetsi when he got it. Tawanda Chireo when he got it. What did they do? They all tried to run with it. Why? Because the passing lanes were
So,
that comes from, it's also a coaching point.
Yes.
That comes from lack of movement.
Yes.
Because even if the opposition
Because
is
your legs are
standing,
gone.
You need to make your movement. You have to pull them.
You have to draw them out.
Opposition of
I
their
agree.
positions.
But your
So
legs are
our
gone.
movement. It's the movement. It's the way the players move. Remember, I spoke about it when we were playing somewhere in Morocco. That the movement of the
We're
midfielders
static, yes.
when we were
Yeah,
static.
we're static.
When the defenders got the ball, everyone is just standing, waiting for the ball to be clipped forward. How do you shake them, the opposition of their positions,
And what's
when you're
even-
not moving yourself?
What's even more concerning
how
is
do
that,
you do
if that is the game plan, if now we're saying, okay, that's the
That's how that game
prototypical
plan
way
is,
we are
yeah.
always going to play, that's how we're going to play at AFCON, because
No,
we've got
that's
South
how-
Africa in our
That's
group.
how we're gonna play it.
So we are sitting duck, essentially. We are not going
not.
to survive like we did that match on Friday. Any other day, that match on Friday night, we
think
should
we
have
can
lost by
survive
3
against
goals.
Egypt?
By
You know-
like 3
you know-
goals to
you know
0.
what is again?
Chemical engineering.
We are not going to survive. We are not going to survive at AFCON if we play that kind of football
Okay,
where
guys,
we
let's
set up
not-
in a
let's not
low
forget,
block.
though.
We can't retain the
Let's
ball.
not forget, Chris, that we created a couple of opportunities towards the end. Fine, it could have ended 4-2 if they had taken their opportunities as well. But we did fashion out chances where we could have actually won the game.
Absolutely, we did, and we don't take anything away from that. I think what we just expect as the fans of the Warriors is, I think, for us to be a little more on the front foot and a little more in charge of our destinies. I think the way we've been playing so far, we're almost just waiting for a lucky break and for something to happen, and it's extremely reactionary, like Alois is saying. We're dead-footed almost. So it doesn't necessarily work, especially like Sean is saying, as we go into a tournament. And I think had we been at a different phase of the year and we had a bit more time, I don't see a situation where we would have retained the current situation in terms of our technical setup.
Diplomatically put.
You see where we are right now. It's so difficult to actually think that tinowana go bora good.
Yes.
But a chance inozongouya. In a social soccer, no social team here go Golden Eagles. Yeah. We can
Chance
play.
inotouya.
We can play against Bafana Bafana.
Yes. We'll get a chance.
Tinotowana chance. We will get. So we cannot say takatombowana chance. No, chance inongouya.
Okay. And if you're watching the game along with us, the Lesotho game, I just want you to take note of something in particular, and the distances between the Zimbabwe players when we have the ball. You are looking at 10 and plus meters.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna get a passing game out of that setup. So that's coaching.
It's coaching.
That's
what
how
I
we
said.
play,
It's
guys.
more- the movement.
Perfect. This is why I wanted to ask you this question.
Yeah.
So, based on how we're playing and based on that performance on Friday, do you realistically think that we can now achieve our target of advancing from the group phase at this year's Africa Cup of Nations?
I'm gonna say yes.
Bro.
Never mind what I
You see, Barry, when I watch football, I want to see when someone is in possession. You want to see someone running rings over. The one that passes the ball, that's the indicator, Barry. When you see the one that is passing the ball, not making a movement to get it back,
Right.
then you know there's a coaching problem.
Right.
Because when I hit the ball to Christine, I must change my position
Yes.
to go to another
Immediately.
angle so
And
that
create
I can
a passing
create
option.
another passing option.
For-
If I pass and
So how do we advance? You need to elaborate your answer.
Okay, I you walked out of the studio, and thanks for coming back. Okay, but I think that we will advance on the basis that Michael Nees has worked doggedly about our defensive solidity. So what you've got is our defensive setup is formidable. Okay,
But
let's not forget that we're playing a team that's right up there, third best in Africa. Okay,
We're going to play teams that are right up there.
We're playing South Africa. Okay,
We're playing South
And
Africa,
Egypt.
we're playing Egypt, we're playing Angola.
So
do you know the players that are playing for Egypt? Do you want me to
No, I
should
don't.
we run through rattle the names? Do you want me to rattle the names up front?
Salah right, Trezeguet left.
Mamush,
Mamush.
Haribo Muchirao.
Imagine.
So I think we're defensively solid. What I think we need is a little bit more in-game management, insofar as I don't think Tawanda Chireo should have been extracted from the game. I think that
wrong substitution.
Kama Billy Acknowledge Musona were not giving us anything in terms of ball retention, ball circulation, rotation. One of them should have been removed. So I think our in-game management is a challenge.
I would agree with that.
The game plan as a whole, I think we didn't have any other option, guys. We were playing a South Africa that was hurt, hungry, ready to come for us. We had to just sit in and grit our teeth and bear
And
it.
twiddle our thumbs.
And defend for our lives. And that's exactly what we did. We just needed an outball. And I don't think Michael Nees worked on that aspect of the game plan. If there's anything he needs to work on, is to ensure that he gets the right team out onto the pitch. If you play like that, you need to have a Bill Antonio on the field. You need to have a Mashanise on the field. Look at how he troubled Mbokazi when he came on the field. You need to have the outlets that can transition quickly, and that's why we're dominating in this game. Not only that Lesotho is
Lower
possibly
opposition,
our level,
okay? And our level,
but we're dominating this game because we've got outlets. We got Bill Antonio who can bomb on. We got Tawanda Chireo on the other side. We are stretching them. We didn't stretch South Africa at all.
I really wonder if anyone agrees with you in the WhatsApp.
If you know that we have got in here in the ZiFM Stereo studio, you know that those players were also there against South Africa. They were sitting on the bench.
They were.
We had the players.
That's what I'm saying. He needs to get it right. That's all I'm gonna say.
It takes a lot to realize that these players can do a better job for me. But it comes from good coaching as well.
So someone has distilled what we're discussing and said, from what you guys are saying, in 2 words, Hatina coach. Okay, and then you go on. There's another one.
To the other conversation the other day.
There's another one that has come through that says this coach doesn't have a plan. Local coaches are letting us down because they should be the ones coaching our team. We're not changing our coach, guys. So don't look forward to that. We should be using our young wingers, Bill Antonio Chirewa Mashanise, for fast football. That's what we're trying to say, that we didn't have an outlet. This one says, Arubi, Aingorova do each time he gets the ball. I hope I use the correct sound there.
But you know what? But I got buys a bit. But I got buys a jab. But I got buys about this team, this generation. But I got buys a jab. The Nomara. Nomara there's now with a beans in Malawi. I got a team. It is somewhere.
Yeah, we would.
There's no
be
buys
right.
of Malawi.
You think so?
Yes.
Yeah.
Them no matter some buys of Malawi pepe. They can go to Bafana Bafana chichi. Aka no very receptive.
Yes.
To these boys.
Yes.
And we open up to these boys. If he had quickly opened up to these boys, incorporated them, and get them involved, we could be somewhere.
But the danger was that Norman had a short run assignment. He was told, take the team to Malawi, play in that tournament, and come back. That was it. So for me, what he did was he put together a short-term goal. Had Norman been given the substantive job, I think he would have reacted differently to what
I don't know. Maybe.
Good evening to you, the best sports team in the country. Do we have friendly matches lined up before the AFCON? If not, despite Andy not having a team, we surely need that guy to give knowledge that free role to go forward at the expense of Nakamba or Kama. I'm sure we'll be good to go. All in all, the guys defended well last Friday. Jay, I agree. They defended well. And Yurino Morta is missing in that team, guys.
Agreed.
Surely we must admit that Andy's a big misser.
Yeah, we miss him. I think it's really visible just in terms of creativity, like you're saying, creating that outlet, very important. And unfortunately, that's an element that we didn't have. And I think it contributes greatly to how flat we look in terms of just having players who are able to fashion out those chances, which we don't have. And we end up looking like, we're just waiting for life to happen to us on the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately, without Andy, we're losing a big constituency of female fans for our Warriors. So
oh
we
my
need them back in the
gosh.
squad. Big time. We need him quickly back into that squad. Group C looks like this. Benin is top of the league with 17 points. We haven't even discussed, guys, how exciting this group potentially could end. Okay.
For whom?
Sean, let's
He's
talk very
excited.
quickly.
Yeah.
Benin is on top, sitting on 17 points. South Africa in second on 15 points, and Nigeria is in third on 14. All three teams could qualify. Sean, this is a photo.
Where's the game between Nigeria and Benin?
Nigeria.
So I think South Africa have the upper hand because they're playing Rwanda. So I would say for them, they just need to get the job done and win that match. And I
They
think
mustn't hit the post.
with Nigeria now knowing that Ghana has
also-
qualified, they are playing at home and they need a 5-goal, 3-goal swing.
They just need to win first, okay? Because if they win against Benin, they can then start looking at South Africa's result.
Because there's also that playoff spot
Yes.
that's potentially
Yes,
on the
there
line
is,
as well.
yes.
They can finish
Yeah.
second in their group.
Win
So
first.
yeah, so it's definitely
They
that-
need a 2-goal swing on Benin.
Yeah.
you see.
So, so if they win by 3 clear goals, already they're top of the group, waiting for the result that's going to come out of South Africa.
And,
I think
both of
this
them are
gives-
playing at
I
6
think-
p.m. tomorrow.
I think this gives South Africa a big advantage.
Yeah.
I see South Africa going to the World Cup.
I hope so for our brothers and sisters who.
I
I don't. I really want Nigeria to go through.
I
I really want Nigeria to go
thought
through
in
the
the
World Cup.
Munom studio. I would have said
And the way
I-
they've
but-
been like Zimbabwe, there was no need for you guys to play that like that.
Like that.
on Friday night.
No
but
reason
honestly,
whatsoever.
this actually gives South Africa a big advantage because Nigeria, they want to win at all costs. South Africa, they can beat Rwanda, guys. They can beat Rwanda. So it's now dependent on the result of the Nigeria Benin game. But I think that Nigeria will win that one, and even by that 2-goal swing, they can actually get it.
Yeah.
And then I actually see Benin actually coming out at number 3 here.
It could be.
From top
It's
position
very
to
possible.
3rd.
It's very possible, but it's
Yeah.
not going to matter. All that matters is qualifying for the World Cup. So I think
Agreed.
everyone's going to go.
And I'm
hell for
actually
leather.
thinking when Nigeria reflect on not finishing top of this group, a result that is going to haunt them
is
is
the draw.
the
with
draw with Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe. It certainly is. Same as South Africa. That's going to haunt them as well. All right, let's take you around the world.
So
in
with the
60
banana skin.
with Chris.
From the front of the